So there is a content creator that I like very much. Let's watch someone who's really nice. So who are we talking about? We're talking about a great content creator, and it's Sydney Watson. Sydney Watson, I've mentioned that a few times. We speak on X, usually we strategize together when it comes to YouTube algorithm. She's hilarious, she's really fun. And she made a video called They Are Making Dating Impossible. Now, who's they, you ask? The reptilians? Maybe. Actually, I think if this was about the reptilians, we would be much better. But this is what we've got. All right, let's go. Sydney, what have you got to show us? This, apparently, we're starting, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting with a septum nose ring, septum ring, but maybe she's not what she, let's not judge based on appearances, okay? So that's wrong. We don't do that.
Comments saying, nose ring theory, are literally doing the opposite of what you think they are.
Okay.
I want to look this way. I want you to be able to look at me and see that I am a safe space and that I don't tolerate bullshit. I want you to look at me and know, Donald Trump, men, honestly.
Well, this is deeply unpleasant.
Well, we should have judged. We should have absolutely judged. But let me tell you guys, before we jump into this nose ring, well, nose ring in general, the septum ring, women watching this, if you are considering, septum ring is awful. It looks awful. It looks terrible. No one can pull it off. The side little nose ring, I know some girls that can pull that one off, but the septum ring, no one can pull it off. It's a terrible choice. Doesn't matter what your friend tells you. This is the truth. I'm just going to say it. Doesn't mean that I don't want them to have the freedom. No, please. Absolutely. But for anyone who's going to come back to me and be like, I did not appreciate that because I didn't ask your opinion, and who do you think you are to tell women what to do? Well, women tell me when it comes to my choice of having extremely long hair that reaches my, well, to be fair, every time that I've gone to either a heavy metal, black metal, rock location, they freaking love this shit. They love it. Women are really into this. But in other scenarios, they come and telling me, but why do you have this long hair? Why the long hair? So women are judging a lot when it comes to that kind of stuff. Luckily, I married one who loves the long hair. So there is that.
Hi, my name is Sydney.
Hi.
Welcome back to hell.
Thank you.
Just a quick note before we do the video. On my tea website, Lions Tea Exchange, I am running a Black Friday/Cyber Monday sale
Let's
of
go.
up to 50% off site-wide.
I'm getting
Yes, everything on sale, including my wooden gift boxes.
I'm doing it.
No code needed. The discounts are automatically applied at checkout. I will link everything in the description box. Now, I have not dipped my little toesy-woesies into the dating discussion for quite a while, namely because every time I do, it brings really strange people out of the woodwork. We respect and like both men and women on
Thank
this
you.
channel, friends.
You see, that's what I mean. Oh my gosh. So the lady we saw at the beginning, she's like spewing poison against men. Men are awful. But she's the tolerant one. Her, Sydney, she's like, we respect men and women here. We treat them equally. She's the toxic one. Oh my gosh.
We just don't particularly like buttholes and insane people, okay? This
Yeah.
is not a space to just aggressively hate on either sex for no reason. So
No.
mind your P's and Q's, or I'll find you and snap your little fingers.
Oh, she's
I
great.
wish that was more satisfying. That was not worth it. I
No.
love that we're starting this video with me threatening all of you like some sort of mafia boss. You know what? Rather than snap...
Mafia. You said the mafia, Johnny. I promised your mother to protect you. And you do this to me. Stesonorato, ma tutta famiglia. Da firappare siciliano. A little Sicilian, guys. I needed to. She said mafia.
Snapping your fingers, perhaps I'll just send you all fish in the mail.
It's like when the mafia send each other fish through the post.
Anyway, one
Or white roses. I'm not going to comment further.
of my dear darling friends sent me this video to laugh at, but rather than finding it very funny, it just made me incredibly sad for everybody still in the dating world.
I'm sure you've probably seen that person that does like messages their Tinder matches first with like the most diabolical, just random shit. I do this too. It's one of my favorite hobbies. So every week I'm going to be making one of these episodes and showing you the things I've said to potential mates.
I won't lie, and maybe I'm alone in this, I think it's a little weird to go out of your way to traumatize men on the internet for views. The lads are simply trying to find someone to love as well. But more importantly, who is intentionally matching with this person on dating apps? Do you have some sort of humiliation fetish? What is going on here?
Here's one of my first ones from this week. You ever ate a hot dog backwards? I feel like this is a great way to open a conversation. Because, like, there's no wrong answer, you know? Now, this one, I think is fucking hilarious. Do you think bugs would choose to work a 9 to 5 if they had better health insurance? What? God knows I would. I'm not really sure what the theme is with the hot dogs today.
Do you think leftists tried not to be funny on purpose, or do you think it just happens that way? So because I hate myself, I went and looked up this girl's TikTok. She calls herself Bunny, with an I. All of this is checking out so far.
I wonder if the, what is it called? The person, the preferred pronoun is bunny self. Apparently that's an option.
It feels exclusively like this account was made for me to hate watch. Anyway, after scrolling her weird videos, I found that about a month after the clip I showed you, she was banned from Tinder. Yeah, maybe it was asking men weird questions about hot dogs. Just a thought. You see, I got Perma banned on the dating app Bumble for impersonating myself. You got banned because you drew anorexic caterpillars on your face. Anyway, apparently women like our friend Bunny here...
Man, she got banned for You know, I actually got that once. I don't even remember what platform it was. It wasn't a dating platform. I think it was italki. So I made an account, but this is many years ago. I made an account and I'm like, hey, hello, my name is whatever the heck. I have a YouTube channel, but if you want to speak languages, I'm more than happy to do that. And then someone started like going really hard. They're like, I'm going to report you. I'm going to report you. You're impersonating. I know him. He has a YouTube channel. It's not you. I'm like, well, I know him. It's me. So like, yeah, I'm not impersonating anything. So he reported me and the platform blocked it. And they're like, you need to demonstrate it's you. And it's like, it's me. What do you want from me? It's me. So that happened to me. It's insane it happened to her. Also, Sydney Watson got banned, perma banned on Patreon. So let's go and support her. She's lovely. Let's subscribe. Link in the description.
They are making dating a lot harder than it needs to be. And during my travels of the internet, I came to find out that this is apparently more of a feature of modern dating, not a bug. And because of women who look and act this way, it's given rise to the term septum ring theory, or nose ring theory. So because my birth year starts with a 1-9, I had absolutely no idea what this meant and had to look it up. And apparently it refers to women who have a septum piercing, or I guess nose piercings in general, being mentally unwell and psychotic.
Alright kids, I just woke up and I saw this comment and was like, what does this mean? So I did my little research on the internet, the TikTok search bar, and it turns out that I'm fucking crazy. I mean, he ain't wrong. I'm in therapy, I'm medicated, I'm bi, whatever.
At least they're admitting to it. I don't know what to do with it.
Hello. So, here's the deal. This is a notebook. I'm gonna get a pen, and you could choose any pen. Look, I've got a whole array of pens prepared here just for you. Could go black, red, blue, green, rainbow color. Maybe not rainbow color, but here it is. So, I got the pen, and what I'm going to do is, if you subscribe right now, not tomorrow, not in a year, I'm going to sign this for you. Look, oh no, I'm not joking. When I do what I say. Look, I'm signing it right here. Signing it. Metatron. Ha! I did it. Signed. For you, Metatron. You subscribed yet? I'm sorry, what? What do you mean how I'm going to give it to you? I never said I was going to give you the notebook. I just said I was going to sign it for you. But don't twist my words now. I'm not a liar. I said I would sign it for you, and I did. You subscribe. That's the end of the deal. Fantastic. Good deal, by the way. You got a great deal. Fantastic deal, if I say so myself. Ciao.
The MAGAs just started calling this like, oh, nose ring theory. Every woman with a nose ring is apparently crazy.
No, I think it's the septum ring, as I say. I think it should be the septum ring, guys. I think, let's not twist the theory, because then we might get wrong results. It's the septum rings.
Essentially, what this so-called theory states is that women with septum rings may their trauma, their whole personality, they're unhinged, crazy, and basically it's just a way to discredit, denounce, and degrade women.
No, it's not a way to denounce and degrade women. I have nothing against women. With that being said, I do think that the septum theory is just telling you this one specifically is an insane progressive, like one of those crazy ones. And to be honest, I think it's real for the most part, but every rule has exceptions.
Your comments saying nose ring theory are literally doing the opposite of what you think they are.
No, they're not.
I want to look this way. I want you to be able to look at me and see that I am a safe space and that I
Reptilian.
don't tolerate bullshit.
You see, this idea with safe space as well, a true safe space, is like this channel. This channel is a true safe space. Because how many times have I said, as long as you're a decent person and you're not toxic, I don't care about your personal politics. You can be centrist, you can be right-wing, you can be left-wing, or should I say fellow right-wing, you can be left-wing, you can be atheist, I'm a Christian, you can be whatever the heck. As long as you're not an awful person, I have no problems with you. I do, however, have problems with people that laugh at the death of Charlie Kirk and people like her. So this is a safe space. Yours, however, is not a safe space. Yours is a magnet for the insanity that is happening on certain spheres of the, shall we call it the radical left? I don't know what term I have to use because I'm not even talking about the, like you can be far left onto economic policy and still not be a radical, if you know what I mean. I'm just trying to be precise with, because apparently people complain about the terminology that I use. I think it's quite obvious the type of person I'm referring to when I say radical left, but whatever.
I want you to look at me and know,
Please,
Donald Trump,
it works.
man,
It worked.
honestly, what's going on in the world right now?
I watched like 20 of these videos of women with septum bars and nose piercings angrily disagreeing with these comments being left on their videos.
how
But
dare you.
without fail, every single one of them was a leftist because stereotypes do actually exist for a reason. It actually annoys me a lot because when I was an emo teenager, everybody cool
Me
had
too.
a septum piercing and all of us wanted one because they were a real sign of being in the alt community. Like the actual
thank you.
alt community, not whatever it is today, whatever the kids are doing today. Now, the only people who look like this are people who have daddy issues so hard they think the government should parent them.
I think it's absolutely hilarious that Trumpers are just now
Trumpers.
realizing that
Troopers.
people who have different views than them have nose rings. Like, yeah, bud.
Good to know.
I decided a long time ago I don't want to conform to your beauty standards.
You know, a lot of these people
She's doing a great job at doing that. Very, very good, to be honest.
are just extremely, extremely alarming human beings. Like the sort of people who you would reject and then they would go to extreme lengths to find you out in the real world and come to your house. And that's actually entirely possible because of how much of your private information is accessible on
sponsor.
the internet through
Wait, let me guess the sponsor. I always do this game. Guess the sponsor. So, what do you guys think? Is it a VPN or is it? I think it's the other one. Oh gosh, what is it called? Goodness gracious, how did I forget? They sponsored me. It's the one that checks to see if people are using your information, isn't it? Let's go.
data brokers. So if you don't want to be
They will-
stalked by one of these insane people,
Yeah.
check out the sponsor of today's video, Incogni. You nev-
I meant Incogni. I did. I know I said. Just shut up. I know I said it started with a D because I got confused with Displate. By the way, Displate, could you please sponsor me as well? I think that stuff is great. But no, it was this. It was Incogni.
question protecting yourself out in the real world with pew-pew sticks or pepper spray or...
Please say firearms. Well, boomstick. Boomstick is fine. Okay? Okay, let's just explain to our Australian friend who lives in America. Let's explain, before anyone says, why does she bother with American politics? She lives in America. Let's tell our friend that pew-pew is a no. Boomstick is fine. Firearms.
Your giant guns that you make
Guns.
in the gym.
Go.
Okay,
Go.
your giant guns. I mean
Let's do it.
yours, not mine. So why wouldn't you protect yourself online as well? When identity theft is so prevalent and scammers are running wild.
Yeah.
Americans, unfortunately, know all about getting spam calls and texts. There are even
Yeah.
those incredibly upsetting videos where scammers will go ahead and clone your voice and then call your loved ones. And this disgusting practice is happening because, unfortunately, your information is out there on the web, on data broker websites, ready to be purchased by whoever. I know. It's alarming. I care so much about everybody having privacy on the internet, which is why I work with Incogni, which is why they sponsor this video, and which is why I hope that you will go ahead and download them once I'm done talking. On my profile here, you can see Incogni has had over 1,000 entries about me removed from the internet. And it was straightforward to make this happen. I made an account, I gave Incogni the right to work for me, and they set about smacking down data brokers on my behalf. At first, it was really scary seeing how much of my information Incogni has taken offline, but I'm actually really grateful for it because all too often we hear these horror stories about criminals using data broker websites to steal their victims' information and then use their social security number, their addresses, their names.
She does such a better job than I do.
They've recently taken this all a step further with their custom removals, and this basically just lets you submit web pages that you find yourself for Incogni to battle on your behalf. It's important to know that there are a lot of companies that claim to do what Incogni does, but Incogni has actually been independently verified by Deloitte, meaning they're the real deal. So now is the time to take your data back with Incogni, especially if you're worried about data brokers like I am. So click the link in the description or go to incogni.com/Sydney.
Click the link.
And don't forget to use code Sydney to get 60% off Incogni's annual plans. What's becoming increasingly clear, and is probably obvious to a bunch of you, is that there is a huge schism that has developed between men and women. And this same group of women who go out of their way to let you know that they hate men, that they don't need men, that men are terrible, horrible demon creatures, are simultaneously quite confused why they're having so much trouble finding a man to date. More specifically of the liberal variety.
This video is for my girlies who are in relationships with liberal men. More specifically, people that are just like super down with like human rights, women's rights, don't support genocide, aren't transphobic, aren't homophobic, aren't racist type shit, you know? I'm curious.
What about if the guy is anti-white though? Is that okay?
Curious where you found them, and if you think there's any left. Don't get me wrong, super happy that you like got your hands on one. It's kind of giving like ultra rare, like 24 karat gold Labubu type shit. Like that's super awesome. Just curious if you think there's any left and where you would direct us single girls to find them.
Honey, they don't exist. They're too busy getting paid. Jokes aside, there's actually this humorous trend on social media where these women once again are asking not only where the liberal men are, but where are the liberal men who behave like conservative men?
See, I'll tell you exactly, but yeah, that's a very good point. But I want to say the reason why you can't find the liberal men is because they have transitioned into women.
Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age.
What? Oh my gosh. So you want a liberal man who is against the traditional values and gender roles, but he needs to follow the gender roles, pay your mortgage, provide for you, so you can stay home and be a trad wife? I'm confused. Oh, this is beautiful. Man, where does she find... Sydney, if you watch this, where do you find this? Where do you find this? Traditional values.
Who is not a conservative? A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide. Who is not a conservative?
They're wearing dresses.
Videos like this are so surreal to me, and it's very hard to put into words why, but I'm going to try. I don't think there's anything wrong or weird or strange or inherently leftist about wanting to be treated as an autonomous, independent person. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But I think it's quite strange to participate in the same...
But she doesn't want to be... Sorry, Sydney, I'm going to disagree with you. You're great still. But she doesn't want to be seen as an autonomous, independent person if she wants the guy to pay for her. I mean, what screams independence more than, don't worry, brother... Don't worry, Michael. I'll pay for it. F gender roles. I'm going to pay for everything. I'm going to pay for rent. You just be home in the kitchen.
Ideology that has browbeaten men for decades, insisted that chivalry and sort of traditional values are a tool of the patriarchy, and then turn around when you're ready and say, no, I want it now.
Okay,
I personally don't think that treating women, particularly with respect and decency and kindness and blah, 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 should be a left-wing or right-wing thing, just like I don't think that treating men with decency and kindness and love should be a particularly left-wing or right-wing thing.
Yeah, in a good society. That's why I say I like hanging out with decent people. People that don't say, I hate all men, for instance. Just like we just noticed. People that don't say, I hate white people. People that don't say, I hate black people. I like to spend my time with people that are decent.
However, in the context of men acting this way, it's typically conservative traditional beliefs that underpin this behavior. I'm sorry it's this way. You've told all the liberal men that everything has to be 50-50 and that you want to be fully equal to him and he's going to act that out. He's going to expect you to behave in such a way that demonstrates that.
And that's a massive mistake, by the way, in general, because what are they looking for? Logics.
And fair enough. You've told him that's what you want. It's no wonder that fertility rates are falling. Everyone is insane. To be honest with you all as well, I think that the sort of social conditioning that I just described around male-female behavior is probably why a lot of men now actively do not want to approach women, and why women, the normal ones, are finding this very frustrating.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this shit.
Oh my god.
Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
Tell me why every day I go out looking adorable, tits bouncing, skin glistening, and yet nobody ever hits on me or approaches me.
Maybe that's why, a little less aggressive. This is just my advice. Advice is the worst vice, guys, and I am doubling down on it since the Paleolithic. So it's not like there's anything you can do about it. Psychology, never mind. Therapy, never gonna happen. So I'm just gonna continue to give my unwanted and unsolicited advice. I built an entire career over it. So here's the thing. I'm gonna just give you a little piece of advice. Be gentle. Be kind to the guy. Right? Smile. Don't judge. He's gonna be into you.
Ever. Oh my god, please.
Guys don't approach girls at the bars anymore.
I do.
I don't expect guys to come up to me, but I know the caliber of my friends, and I know what those...
Even the way she says no is like, yeah, smile based. No, exactly. Yeah, it's really simple. Women are complicated, men are not. You have to share your feelings. You have to cry, but if you cry, I don't like you anymore. I'm not into you. So you have to be an asshole, but don't be an asshole. And you have to say this: be a man and don't be a man. But don't do patriarchy. But you have to provide for me. But don't pay for me while you pay for me. That's how women are. But men are like, smile. You cooked this for me. Thank you so much. Oh, you got me Space Marines. Like my wife gets me Space Marines. And great. And then be hot. Full stop. That's what men want. It's very simple. And then we'll pay for it. We'll take you out. We'll provide. We'll do 3 jobs. We'll do everything. We'll protect you. We'll fight for you. That's all we do. But this problem is that these women, I'm like, no. They're like very aggressive. You're good luck. Never smile. Anyways, sorry. I'm getting carried away, but I think it's because she did a really good job at finding all of these TikToks.
bitches look like, and they are some stunning. If guys aren't going up to them, guys aren't going up to fucking anyone. So I think if you're going up to girls at the bar in the first place, whether you say hi, whether you say, can I buy you a drink, whether you use Nick's line, which is a great line, by the way.
Thank you.
I think you have a million times better of a shot.
No. Now, she said the nonsense. I'm going to tell you what the reality is. What she said is, you would have the chance, whatever the heck, if you go up to the bar, use the lines and offer a drink if you are her type, which is virtually impossible to figure out when you don't know a woman at the bar. Which means 8 times out of 10, she's going to consider it a form of harassment because she's not into you. You're not her type. She doesn't like you. Maybe she's into men with long hair like me. So you go there with your military card. She's not into you. Sorry. Or maybe she's into men like you, and then someone like me goes to her and she's like, do you want to buy me a drink? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you're, patriarchy?
I think it's worth pointing out, because it often gets lost in this conversation, that a lot of the women who are now experiencing men withdrawing from them, young men withdrawing from them, actually had nothing to do with the messaging that caused that reaction in the first place.
Yeah.
They were little girls when all of this was being so heavily laid on everybody. And now, unfortunately, they're the ones who are getting kicked in the head by the messaging that generations beforehand had been, forcing onto men. I don't know I don't know if I articulated that well at all.
You did great. You did definitely better than me. I'm just screaming here.
Hopefully I did. So I really feel for these young women because they had nothing
Right.
to do with it, and I feel bad for the young men because they've been, once again, browbeaten from the time that they were little to sort of go against innate
Toxic
instincts
masculinity.
of, you know, wanting to chase and
Nonsense,
all these
yeah.
fun things. So it's, I don't know, I think everything's pretty screwed up. But this video is not about the women who are collateral damage in all of this. This is about the crazy, psychotic women who are canceling dates
Call them
because a
out.
guy said that he's not interested in politics.
I was supposed to go on a date tonight, but I realized I hadn't asked him enough questions, so I called him before. I was like, "You mind if we just do a quick little run-through questionnaire?" And he's like, "Yeah." Doesn't care about politics. Doesn't care about politics.
No.
So
This guy will probably never realize, but he did in fact dodge a major crazy bullet.
Yeah, he dodged a freaking AR-47 right there.
I love that you guys don't even have to tell these women that you're right-wing anymore. You can just say, I don't care, and they'll dump you anyway.
Yep.
Once you actually meet men and
Or
spend time
centrist.
with them, you realize that they don't really care about too many things anyway.
Thank you.
This is not terribly surprising behavior.
True.
These women have actually pathologized having
That's what I care
normal
about.
conversations in an effort to get to know somebody, to ask them questions to see if you're compatible. Because these people do not live on planet Earth with the rest of us, rather than spending the time getting to know somebody as a human being like you normally would, they have instead decided that questions are only for finding out if someone is empathetic and progressive and whatever. Lord
She is so right, man. She nails it.
help you guys. Seriously. Imagine having to play progressive 20 questions before you can have the most disappointing sex of your life.
Progressive 20 question. I'm going to skip this one. So, guys, we watched 15 minutes out of 26. In fact, I watched more than I was planning on because this was really entertaining. But as I say, Sydney Watson, check her out. Link in description. Subscribe. Don't be a muppet. If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to tell it how it is, regardless of any possible backlash, please support this channel on Patreon. Any support helps me and my team of academics keep the channel strong and gives us the means to fight back against the political rewriting of history. Stand with us. Form the wall. Defend the truth.